Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our new video with me, Firdaus, Hilda, Ramadhani, and my friend.
My name is Firmansyah.
And today we will give some comment or arguments related to 4 things that still exist in this world with their pro and contra. What are the 4 things? The first one is superstition.
The second is popular culture. The third is slang words.
And the last is beauty standard from around the world. And now let's go to first discussion. The first discussion is about superstition. The number 13, the number 4, the number 17, black cats, breaking mirror, and walking under ladders are maybe some things that we are avoid of. But why? It is because superstition. But what is superstition? Superstition is irrational or supernatural belief or practice that done by some people to avoid bad luck or to get good luck. Superstition is not only exists in Indonesia, but also surround the world. America, South Korea, and Japan are 3 examples of big countries in this world that still believe in superstition. Of course, with different superstition for each country, for each region in the world. And the question is why? Why in this era 4.0 era, globalization era, some people in this world still believe in superstition? Believe it or not, actually, our parents, our family, our society drove us to believe about superstition since we were kids. For example, when I was a kid, my grandparents usually told me to not eating in front of the door. When I asked them why, my grandmother told me that if I eating in front of the door, later on in the future, I will not marry my crush. There is no irrational answer about it, but because my grandmother told me about that every day, almost every day, and day by day I believe about that. And when I grew up, that's still on my mind. That is why, until this time, even in this globalization era, sometimes I still believe about it. And it can be for other people too. But the unique one, sometimes superstition really happen to them who really believe it. There is no rational answer about it, but sometimes it's really happen. But now, what I want to tell you is, in the past, people use superstition to control the society, to tell the society, to control the society, to obey the rules that exist in the society. Rules about the norm itself or another rules in the society. And now, if you believe or not to the superstition, that's your choice.
The term popular culture was coined in the mid-19th century. Salah. Kali ini.
Gak apa-apa, saya lanjut nggak dikat.
The term popular culture was coined in the mid-19th century, and it referred to the cultural tradition of the people. In contrast to the upper culture of the state or governing classes in broad use today, it is defined in qualitative terms. Pop culture is often considered a more superficial or lesser type of artistic expression. Scholars trace the origins of the rise of popular culture to the creation of the middle class generated by the Industrial Revolution. People who were configured into working classes, they are counted to serve with the CCU workers as a part of supporting for their parents and bosses. After the end of World War II, Innovation in mass media led to significant cultural and social change in the West. At the same time, capitalism specifically began the need to generate profits took on the role of marketing. Newly invented goods were being marketed to different places. The meaning of popular culture then began to merge with that of mass culture, consumer culture, image culture, media culture, and culture created by manufacturers for mass consumption. Popular culture, according to John Story, in the book which is Cultural Theory and Popular Culture, said popular culture is simply culture that is widely preferred or well liked by many people. It has a negative connotation to a large degree. Popular culture is today something established by nice West. What is mass communication moving forward? Commercial products such as music are considered popular even when the audience is tiny. In comparison to such pop icons as Britney Spears and Michael Jackson, the presence of social media means consumers can speak directly to products and our producers themselves, turning the concept of pop culture on its head. So, in a sense, popular culture has gone back to its simplest meaning, which is what a lot of people like. Slang is words or phrases that are informal language, and it is typically seen used in speech more often than writing. It can be specific to a particular group of people context. Therefore, the meanings of the words may not be apparent to all people. Do you know function of slang in literature? The function of slang in literature is slang allows for the creative changing of language by people. While some slang terms will eventually fade out of use, it allows for the people of a generation to create a unique way of communicating with one another. It should be noted that slang is more appropriately used in verbal or informal conversation. Therefore, in literature, slang is used sparingly and is typically reserved for dialogue in order to show a character's subculture or personality. Bob Dylan said, "The times are a changing all the way," back in 1964, and they haven't stopped since. So many slang words are floating around these days that you may not even realize you're using half of them. And thanks to our obsession with texting and Twitter, new observation keep popping up all the time. Lineal slang words get thrown around on internet and in person. But good luck finding them in the dictionary. Although Merriam-Webster has officially added the likes of bingeable and hungry to its thousands of entries, etymologists may have a hard time keeping up with all of the lingo making it into the mainstream these days. And if you've ever hung out around tents, then you also know that existing words like ghost and receives can have completely different meanings. Fair warning, prepare for major eye rolls before using any of these terms around your kids. But at least you'll understand the memes getting thrown around in the family group text. Okay, for example, clap back. Clapping back as a verb is synonymous for responding to criticism. Chrissy Teigen is quick to clap back at internet trolls in her Twitter comments. You can also use clapback as a noun to describe said comeback, often accompanied with the requisite God emoji. God is an acronym for a goodest of all time and pops up a lot of when people start arguing about sports. Think Serena Williams or LeBron James. Is summary. Slang is a term that refers to informal language that is specific to a particular context or group of people. Slang may be used in literature in order to establish the setting or personality of characters involved in the story.
Welcome to the last discussion, and the last discussion is about the perception of beauty standard across culture. But before that, I want you to watch the video from TEDx related to speech of Baisa Kisaha with the same theme, perception of beauty standard across culture. After you watch the video from TEDx, you may watch this video back. So pause this video and go to the link. Okay, welcome back to my video. And after you watch the video, I believe that you have your own perception of beauty standard out of the box. Now, I want to tell you about my opinion after watch the video from Baisa Kisaha. I believe no one, especially women in this world, want to be ugly. And I believe that every woman is special, every woman is beautiful. But sometimes we tied by the beauty standard of the place where we belong to. In South Korea, for example, the beauty standard in Korea is a little bit extreme because a woman can be said that she is beautiful if she has white eyes, very white skin, high and good leg, good feet, and slim bodies. But it's a little bit different with an Africa, where the color of skin is, even if you have black skin, it's not a problem. And I want to tell you the beauty standard of Indonesia itself. The beauty standard of Indonesia, the first time refers to Dewi Sinta. Dewi Sinta is Rama's wife in Ramayana. Dewi Sinta has a beautiful skin, just glow like the moon, and she has beautiful face naturally. And after the colonialism come to Indonesia, it's a little bit changed the beauty standard of Indonesia itself. The white skin become the beauty standard of Indonesia. White skin, pointed nose, just like the colonial from Dutch and Japan. But after that, the kingdom of Yogyakarta and Surakarta replaced the position of white skin to be kuning langsat. And after that, beauty standard from Indonesia become kuning langsat. But not too long after that, the product like Nivea, Pond's come to Indonesia and grow bigger. After that, the beauty standard of Indonesia, that the first is kuning langsat, become white again, just like the colonialism era. Until now, the beauty standard of Indonesia is white skin and glowing skin. But not all people in Indonesia use that beauty standard, and I agree with that. For me myself, the beauty standard is come from you. You can decide how your beauty standard is. Just not to be another person, just be yourself. Because the most beautiful from you is when you can give your kindness to another person, when you can be yourself, when you can find your plus X, the good factor for yourself, and you share to another person, you can be kind. That is the real beauty standard of me. And that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum